Peace, kings and queens. What's up? It's your girl Tay. So, I was looking at the videos that I posted over the last couple of weeks, and I noticed that the video that's got the most traffic is the one where I was talking about breastfeeding. Anybody that knows me knows that I love kids. I love anything that has to do with having children, pregnancy, breastfeeding, and all that. Now, as always, I gotta say, for those of you who are just now joining my channel, like, share, and subscribe. We trying to reach a goal, y'all. Black History Month. We want to make it to 50 subscribers. I said 100 in the previous video, but you know, I gotta be realistic. We're gonna try to make it to 50 subscribers by the end of February. For those of you who are joining me again, thank you so much for coming back. So, as you can see, I'm driving. I actually just left the WIC Center, which for most moms who should know is Women and Infant Center. It's where you go if you are receiving any type of aid, where they give you vouchers for various food items that they feel are healthy for you and for your baby. So, I'm going to elaborate on quite a few things because they had a flyer up there that was representing an organization that's also a part of the WIC community that's called Cinemoms. So it's very important to me that I get any resources out there for any moms, any single moms, or even any single dads, anyone that is struggling, who's looking for a community or just some support or help. I definitely want to share the resources that I get. I actually found out about Cinemoms not too long ago. They were having a session. Sorry, I was checking on my baby. He's back there eating on some string cheese. I want to make sure he wasn't choking. But they actually had a session. I want to say this was probably about 2 or 3 years ago. They were having a session about breastfeeding, but it was geared towards African Americans specifically. Now, for those of you who are not African American, please don't get discouraged because my channel is not geared towards any specific ethnicity or cultural community or whatever. However, this particular video I'm going to say, or this particular group is for African Americans, African American women. It's called Cinemoms. So what it is a group where they host various pop-up sessions that I'm going to go into when I stop driving. One is for female empowerment. They have another session coming up for head wraps and baby wearing. They have another session for, it's called breast milk and cookies. And I can't remember what the other one is, but that's why I want to wait until I sit down so I can actually go over the flyer with you. And I actually want to give you guys some more breastfeeding tips. Like I said, I'm an advocate for breastfeeding. Period. It doesn't matter where you come from. I think that breast milk is the absolute best thing that you can give your baby, hands down. In the future, I think I'm going to branch out and do more videos geared towards breastfeeding and helping those out there. I know there's a lot of videos out there where they're talking about various different diets that you can take, and women are saying this is what I eat to achieve this many ounces of breast milk in a day. I just want to leave a video that I feel is a little bit more simpler, being realistic. We all have our daily lives that we have to do, and it's not always as easy to put yourself on such a strict regimen that you have to follow. I am still trying to follow a strict regimen of eating 1,500 calories a day. So take that into consideration, and then trying to incorporate the things that's necessary when you're breastfeeding. It can be quite taxing and stressing, both physically and emotionally. So I'm actually about to pull up at my house. As soon as I get in and get me and my baby settled, I'm going to get back with you guys, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the Cinemoms and also some more breastfeeding tips that I can give you. All right? So I'll be back with y'all in a minute. Peace and welcome back to my channel. As always, like, share, and subscribe for those of you who are joining me for the first time, and for those of you who are returning, I appreciate you, and I hope that you continue to stay loyal as I grow. So let's get right into it. I wanted to show you guys or share with you guys a couple of the products that I used while I was actually breastfeeding that really helped me. I'm not a lactation consultant. I am not a specialist. I have breastfed 5 babies successfully. My son is actually the longest. He is 16 months. He's actually a very special case, or I consider him to be a very special case. But my other 4 children, I only breastfed for a total of 1 year. Hold on, let me see if I can unlatch him because he's falling asleep and he's actually starting to bite a little bit, so it's kind of uncomfortable. Sometimes when I pull him off too early, he starts fussing like as if he wasn't done. When she was done, he wasn't drinking any milk. He was actually just suckling, using it as a pacifier, which is a big no-no. Tip. When you're nursing, pay attention to your baby, because sometimes they'll continue to suckle even when they're not pulling any actual milk. You should be able to tell the difference, because when your baby is actually sucking milk, his sucking reflex will be slow. But if they're suckling using it as a pacifier, it'll be quick. So it's like the difference between, like, maybe not that fast, but something similar to that, versus if they're actually pulling out milk, then their sucking will be slower, at a slower pace. So he's actually sleeping right now, as you guys can see. He's not down, which is why I'm taking advantage, because he was just yelling and screaming, and I was trying to get some cleaning done, and I kind of actually let him yell a little bit. I'm old school, and I believe that if there is truly nothing wrong with him, sometimes he just wants to be held. So sometimes I like to make sure that he kind of tires himself out a little bit. So I kind of let him cry. I want to say just a minute, just a little bit, just to, like I said, get him a little bit more tired, so that by the time I got him and nursed him, I knew he would fall asleep. But okay, getting back to the subject at hand. So make sure that when you my nail was in the way. Make sure that when you before you use any of these supplements, or any of the supplements, that you talk to your primary care physician, your OBGYN. There is a small percentage of certain foods and supplements that does go into the breast milk. So you always want to make sure that whatever you're taking, it's both safe for you and for your baby, especially if you are taking any over-the-counter medications on a regular basis, or if you have prescribed medications for other health conditions. You want to make sure that the supplements or anything that you're using is not going to have any type of negative reaction to what you're already taking. Okay, so let's get into the first thing. I'm gonna go see if I can grab it, because I'm still holding baby. I don't know if you guys can see that. Rainbow Light Prenatal 1. It's a food-based multivitamin. Now, the reason why I chose this one is because since it's food-based, it didn't irritate my stomach. I hear so many times with my friends, or friends of friends, or whoever, in passing, in conversations, women who are taking prenatal vitamins during their pregnancy, they end up not actually taking the prenatal vitamins like they're supposed to, because they can't find one that's easy to digest and that's not going to irritate their stomach. So they don't take the prenatal vitamins. I know the ones that you get from your physician, they're very, 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 very big. I call them horse pills because they're so huge. But those usually end up hurting people who have sensitive stomachs. I actually don't have a sensitive stomach, but I like these vitamins because, like I said, as you can see on the bottle, let's see if I can grab it again and show it to you. Let's see. Can you guys see that? It's a food-based multivitamin. It's complete for both mom and baby. It helps, let me see. It's supposed to energize, eases discomfort, and it's non-constipating, which is a very big thing for pregnant women. It's easy to digest, and it also has probiotics and enzymes. It's vegan and it's gluten-free. So this product works really well. So if you're vegan, this is vegan friendly and it's gluten-free, okay? So that's why I got this. Now, I'm not a vegan and I don't really worry too much about gluten, but I was more interested in the probiotics because I do have a lot of digestion issues, and the probiotics do help to replenish my natural infection-fighting enzymes that I already have in my body. I don't know about you guys, but I know while I was pregnant, I had urinary tract infection. It seemed like constantly, and I think that was a result of because at the time I was working as a nurse, and I didn't get very many bathroom breaks. I ended up having to hold it, and it got to a point where towards the end of my pregnancy, I was about 7 months, I was very visibly pregnant, but my supervisor told me that I had to present her with a document saying that I had a medical condition. It's like, I don't have a medical condition, I'm pregnant and there's a human sitting on my bladder. But anyways, so I ended up having to take a lot of antibiotics, and because of that, I was told to make sure that I get probiotics in my system on a regular basis. So that prenatal vitamin really worked well for me. I'm going to leave the name of all of these items just in case you didn't catch them below in the description box. So if you guys want to check them out, I found the Rainbow Light prenatal vitamins. They have them at CVS. They also have them on Amazon. I'm an Amazon shopper, so everything that I'm showing you will be able to purchase on Amazon. Okay, so the next thing I used, these are for, they provide instant cooling and pain relief. These came in hand. This is actually the first time I used these was with my son. That's because, for those of you who don't know, my son has a webbed tongue, which means that his tongue is connected right at the tip. So because of that, he had a very hard time latching on. In fact, he couldn't latch on. He wasn't pulling any milk and he lost a lot of weight. But during that period, with him latching on the way that he did, I experienced a lot of pain, irritation, redness, soreness, all of that. So, when I couldn't get the Lancino nipple cream, I looked into the Lancino Soothes gel pads. This is also vegan friendly. It says that it soothes, relieves, and helps heal sore nipples, but it's instant. I'm not sure if you can put these in the refrigerator. They're reusable for up to 72 hours, so you can take them off. They come on a little sticky paper, so you can just take them off and put them on the sticky paper, and then you can put them back on your breast. Let's see. It doesn't say anything about putting them in the refrigerator. I can't remember if I actually did that. I don't think that I did. I think I just removed them when I didn't need them anymore, when I got the relief I needed, and then put them back on the sticky paper, put them in like a safe, secure place so that no germs or nothing would get on them. And then when I needed to use it, I just took them off and placed them back into my bra. So I don't really want to open it, but I do have, I think, 2 more left. So I did kind of want to show you what they look like. So this is what they look like in the package. They're just, 2 cylinder discs that's in there, and like I said, they have a sticky paper on the back of them, so you can take them off and place them into your bra to give you that instant cooling relief on your breast, and then put them back on the sticky paper. And I think I actually just put them back into this, or I got a Ziploc bag, and then I just put them, in a place that but they're reusable for up to 72 hours. So that was another thing. For those of you who would rather use cloth, I did actually try the Medela 100% cotton washable nursing pads. Now, I don't really particularly care for these because they don't, it says that they're non-shift, but they didn't really stay in place for me. I actually prefer to get the reusable nursing pads to use, and then just change them out, as often as you need it. So I would get those. But if you guys do, for those of you who do or would prefer reusable nursing pads, this is definitely an option. They are good. You just have to find a way to make sure you secure them to the inside of your bra. I think they're good if you're wearing these to work, but for me, when I'm moving around as much as I'm doing chasing kids, they didn't really stay in place for me. It could also be the type of bra that I'm wearing. So you guys would just have to try them out and see. But they're by Medela, and there's 4 pads, and it comes with a laundry bag. So when you need to wash them, you just stick them in the laundry bag and then stick them inside of the washing machine and go from there. Okay? And last but not least, my favorite. I actually have spoke on this product several times. Now I want you guys to know I'm just starting, so I don't have any sponsorships or anything like that. Nobody's paying me to talk about these products. I am 100% talking about these products just simply because I am an advocate for breastfeeding. I don't know how many times I can say that, but I'm going to keep saying as much as I possibly can. So any information that I come across, I am going to share with my community. As well, the next video is going to be me going through the various positions that are good for breastfeeding as well. Using a pillow, not using a pillow, all of that good stuff. So stay tuned if you are really serious and really want to learn some easy and efficient tips to help you on your breastfeeding journey. I will definitely provide that information for you. Be sure to comment any questions or anything that you are unclear about that you need for me to get clarity on. I have some more information, but I'm going to give you guys that in just a second. So, last but not least, Lactiful. As you can see, this is not open, and I'm keeping this because I don't know if I'm going to have another baby. Either I'm going to use this, or if I have another baby, I'm definitely going to use this. It doesn't expire until 2020, so who knows? I may have a friend who has this, and I may recommend this to them. But Lactiful. Now, they carry this on Amazon as well. The last time I tried this product, or the last time I looked up this product, it was $99.99 on Amazon. I'm not exactly sure how much it is on the actual website, but for those of you who are low income as I am, last time I checked, and I will be sure to check again for you guys and then update you on that as soon as I get the information. They have a grant program, which means you basically submit an application online on their website, and they will, based on the information that you put on the form online, they will give you some type of discount towards your purchase. So the discount can end up being 50% or 45% or whatever. So if the cost online is still $99.99 and you get a 50% discount, you'll only end up spending $50. I think that it's absolutely worth the money. I know there are a lot of products out there that you can take. You can buy fenugreek and milk thistle and all these other kind of products by themselves to help you out. I've tried lactation cookies. I've even tried mother's milk, which is very good too. So if you are short on funds, Mother's Milk by Traditional, I think it's Traditional Medicines is the name of the company, but it's called Mother's Milk. It's just a tea. Comes in a box with like 16 tea bags in there. Drink that at least 2 to 3 times a day. But if you can't afford it, this comes with 300 tablets in it. Now, from what I remember, they actually did some research and tested this product in some type of I forgot what they call it, but some type of test study or group study. They tested this on different women, and there was a significant increase in the women who actually used these tablets. I'm going to tell you that there was definitely a significant increase with me. I didn't really have to do much with my diet or nothing except stay hydrated. I drank 8 ounces of water before I pumped, and after I pumped, or if I was nursing, same thing. I did 8 ounces of water before I breastfed and 8 ounces of water after I breastfed. The main thing is to stay hydrated, okay? But it's basically it's It's a dietary supplement. It has various different herbs in it that have been used in different parts of the country, in places where they still practice alternative medicine options to increase milk supply or either regulate hormones. So there's a combination of herbs in this supplement that stimulates the hormone in us to increase more breast milk. Okay, so definitely, if you can, I would say give this a try. It is well worth the money. All right, so that's basically it. In terms of a breast pump, I don't have it with me right now, but I purchased a Spectra S2. It's electric, and I believe it was it a double pump? I think it was a double pump, but it's a Spectra S2. I checked that out a couple of days ago. That is going for $159.99 on Amazon. That is considered to be one of the hospital grade breast pumps. If you cannot afford a breast pump, please check out your local Women's, Infant, and Children's Center, also known as WIC. They do have loaner breast pumps that are electric that they can give to you if you plan on going to work fairly early after giving birth to your baby. All you have to do is fill out whatever documents that they have, forms saying that you are returning to work and how many hours you're going to be working, and you can have this breast pump as a loaner. They will also give you a kit to go along with the breast pump that has the breast shield and all the connection parts that you will need to connect it to the breast pump. Okay, it's definitely an option if you cannot afford to purchase your own breast pump. Keep in mind that the very best thing that you can do to increase your milk supply outside of staying hydrated and maintaining a routine is to allow your baby to nurse and latch as often as possible. I know that it's difficult. I know that it gets frustrating, and I'm honestly speaking to you from experience. I have experienced everything, I feel like, when it comes to breastfeeding. I have had sore nipples. I have had cracked nipples. I have had nipples where I feel like literally it looked like they were going to come off. Okay, so I have had periods where I wasn't latching my babies on correctly. It is frustrating, especially when you're just starting. But let me tell you, it is well worth it. Speak to any lactation consultants that you can get your hands on. If when you have your baby, that service is offered to you in the hospital, please take advantage. Allow them to come in and show you how to properly latch your baby on and how to start stimulating your breast to produce milk if you're not, or whatever the case may be. Please take advantage. As I mentioned, WIC is a really good resource. They have lactation consultants that come into their offices periodically that you guys can also meet with. And the last thing I want to talk about is Cinemoms, which I'm actually going to leave the name of the website down below, as well as I'm going to spell out the acronym WIC for you guys so that you can look that up. I'm in California, so for those of you who are not in California, if you don't have WIC out there, just make sure to research and look up any resources that they may have that are what's the word I'm looking for? Geared towards helping women when it comes to breastfeeding or nursing their babies. Okay, Cinemoms. Cinemoms is a platform, a social platform that is an affiliate of WIC for African American moms. They, in my area, they are hosting a series of pop-up venues for Black History Month. So I'm looking at my calendar. On February 19th, they have female empowerment from 11:30 to 1:30. On the 21st, they have 3 different actual venues that day, but the one that I'm going to try to make is head wraps and baby wearing. That is also from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then they have, on February 22nd, they have cookies and breast milk from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then the last one that I can see that I'm also going to attend is called Natural Beauty, which is on the 26th of February from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. Okay, these are I think very useful for women, especially if you're a single mom. Doesn't really matter what nationality, ethnicity, race, or whatever background you come from. I think that it is a wonderful idea that we can all come together as women to support each other in our journey. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't really matter what your cultural or ethnic background is. We all experience the same thing. We all have a period once a month. If you have given birth, you know that it's painful. It's not more painful for one person than it is for the other. Some people have a higher pain threshold, but ultimately we experience the same thing, fluctuations in our hormones. So I know that we can relate to each other, and we need to use that a lot of the times to be more empowering towards one another, to help out and elevate our fellow queens. So I'm going to leave you guys on the note of check out Cinnamons for those of you who are African American who want to reach out and become a part of any type of platform for moms to hear and provide your own advice. And for everybody, check out WIC or research any resources that you may have in your area, your state, or your city, okay? As always, like I've said before, breast milk is absolutely the best thing that you can give to your baby, hands down. They can synthesize it, they can increase the minerals and vitamins and antibiotics and enzymes and all that. At the end of the day, it's still nowhere in comparison to breast milk. Studies have shown that drinking the formulas that are out there are associated with minor conditions that kids can have, having ear infections and things like that on a regular basis, or throat infections when they grow older. All of that stems from some of the ingredients that are in some of these formulas that have been created. Now, if you can't for any reason physically breastfeed your baby, whether you're not producing milk, still don't be discouraged. It doesn't make you any less of a mom. You know, I always just encourage you to try, but at the end of the day, it's about ultimately what's best for your baby. So if breastfeeding is not an option, just make sure that whatever formula that you can get, make sure that it's the best formula that's out there. I used to use Enfamil, and then I started using Similac with genetically modified organisms in it. So I'll talk about that in another video, but that's all for today. Love you guys. Stay safe, stay cool, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, peace, and more peace. Later, y'all.